Welcome to part 15 of Let's Play Pokemon Fire Red. I'm your host Heath, and today we do have another set of special rules brought to us by King from the Nuzlocke forums. King was the first person to comment on the topic on the Nuzlocke forums, thus he gets to choose the rules today. He's given me a few small ones to be used in conjunction. I'm not allowed to use any TMs in this part. I'm not allowed to use items unless I pick them up off the ground during the part. There are maybe two that I know the location of that'll be useful, so yep, that'll be fun. And he said that any Pokemon I find in this part have to go with a particular name. But rather than do that, considering I almost certainly won't see a Pokemon that I can catch in this part because of what I did last time, I've decided that I'll be fair and just name the next Pokemon I catch according to his guidelines, which are that the Pokemon must be named after a Muse song. I've not heard Muse before, I don't listen to them, so I jumped onto Google not 5 minutes ago and wrote down 4 potential names, all chosen from their song lists as per his request, and the next Pokemon I find will be given to whichever name there is the most suitable. So I've got to. I knew I had Defiant out the front, and I'm keeping him there because I don't believe Diglett or Dugtrio in this cave can do anything to him. I've got a fair few new Pokemon today. I'll be, well, new in the sense that you've only seen them in a very short grinding montage, really. So I'll try to show you a lot of them. I've got the SS Ann to do. Hopefully all of that, as well as this Diglett cave area, will be completed by the end of this part, so hopefully you'll get to see me take on a wide variety of opponents with a fairly large new field. I'll just go ahead and open up my Pokemon team for a moment. So here's Defiant, my mild Gyarados. He is only level 20, everyone else, barring Zippo, is level 21, including Sharky, who's just beautiful with Payday, and Pickup too. You'll notice I had several rare candies. Those were mostly thanks to Sharky. Big props to that cat, he's good. Sting and Ted both got 1 level up from their time in the Cerulean Gym, like since then. Zippo's level 24, that's because the last Pokemon I trained was Defiant. Everyone else was finished, including Zippo at 21. I started training Defiant, and to do that, of course, I had to keep switching someone in, and I figured I might as well do my starter, hence he's a bit further along than everyone else. Here's Quinton, who I don't believe you actually had a good look at yet. You know, his attack stats are equal, he's got pretty damn good defenses, he's reasonably fast, he can put opponents to sleep and use Disable. He is hopefully going to get better. He's not bad in any sense, but damn is he lacking. He doesn't have any real punch to his attacks. He's weak to fairly common types right around now. I kept having to pull him out because something would use Bite on him, or he'd get poisoned, or just little niggling annoyances have been given to me in the training of Quinton. Here, of course, is the only Jinx you can get, I believe. No, what? This is an Abra. Huh. I thought I could only get... Ah, damn it, I've done this too soon, and I'm sure some of you were telling me that. I was meant to beat the SS Ann, and then do the Diglett cave, wasn't I? Ah, my memory was off, apparently. Another reason Defiant is out right now is because he has the very useful addition, in this case, of being part flying, despite the fact that the only flying type move he'll learn is Bounce. It means that, yeah, he doesn't really get to make much use of one of his stabs, but on the other hand, he's immune to ground and can pull out of Arena Trap. If you actually watched the grinding montage last part, you'll have noticed that I had a big scare when my Oddish got caught in Arena Trap and had no PP on Absorb, its only attack. So of course I had to use Poison Powder, continuously heal, and just, you know, essentially waste time by using other... Oh! Fury Swipes, of course. Defiant should be fine though. Yep, he's all good. I'm going to go ahead and switch him out for Ted, who also has that wonderful use of a flying type. But yeah, Diglett, a very quick Pokemon, and it's kind of annoying to face him. Yep, nothing much spectacular to report. The rules, while certainly better than the last ones we encountered, don't really force me to change my way of gameplay much. So many Diglets. So many Diglets. Ah, good. So I'm going to get out of this light-forsaken cave and jump into the SSN if I could, please. You can see that Ted's now outspeeding this one at least, which is a good sign. Butterfrees aren't exactly slow, and it's nice to know that it only needs something like a 6-5? 18-22. A 4-level advantage over my opponent to actually do damage faster than them. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the PC and move my Pokemon around so that I can get Triffid. Swap Triffid with Zippo, just cause, and then we'll go on. The SSN has a pretty good amount of trainers wielding different types of Pokemon. I don't think I'll be encountering so many varied types in a single part for a long time yet. Just a moment. 4.5 hours, not a single person says a word to me the second I start doing this. It's all good fun. So, this is my cabin? No, it's not. Yes, it is. I suppose that she would call me her little... I don't remember that woman. I do not remember that woman. I thought I just jumped into my bed and went to sleep. So I believe this guy has Growlithe's? Yeah, I think he's got 2 Growlithe. And of course I've left Ted in front. So I'm just going to go ahead and use Sleep Power and then pull him the fuck out. I kind of want to put Quinton or Triffid in, but that doesn't seem like a good idea because it's almost certain to have some sort of fire attack like Ember, and I'm worried that it'll have Bite. So Sharky, take the helm. I taught my Growlithe, my cat, Water Pulse, by the way. I'm not quite sure why. I think Defiant would be better served with a Water type attack right now for stab, but Sharky has one. Deal with it. Boom! My friends. Sharky hasn't learned a new attack yet. Not attack, picked up a new item. I do like having new items. Confusion, super effective. Peck, super effective, but not as super duper effective as Confusion. Double hit. Huh, that's not even super effective. Ah, you bastard. Poison point. I'm just gonna zoom through these people. Let's go ahead and chuck Quinton on the front of the party now, eh? I know that most of the trainers I'll encounter on the SSN are bitch. In fact, to use Water type, most of them are Sailors, but you do get to see normal types, you get to see other types. Yeah, I've already seen Fire types, Poison types, and, well, Poison Ground, I suppose. Nidoran, Poison Ground? I don't know, nor do I really have the care. Ha! Brought down by a single shot from Quinton. Super effective, nonetheless. It was still a one-hit KO. And critical hit. That's what I meant to say. So yeah, he can use Headbutt. With Hypno Drowsy have pretty stable attack stats. They are slightly better in the special department. And their best stat, I believe, is their special defense. But nonetheless, it's good to have someone who can sort of juggle their attacks. That was Brick Break. I'm not allowed to use that TM, unfortunately. Not that there's really anyone I'd give it to, I suppose. And on we go, just scouring the SSN rooms. He's on the trail of Team Rocket. He's a global police agent. I like the SSN theme. This is another one of the Pokemon songs I can play on piano. It's a simple tune, but nice. This version's a bit more remixed than a lot of the songs in comparison to its original version. And you heard then it was sort of peppier than the original version, which really was just that little So here's a fighting type. Come on, do it, do it, do it. I like it when they're, you know, they think they're gonna live and then they fuck themselves over. So Quinton levels up, and Tentacle's also part poison, so... Oh, you son of a gun. Thankfully I don't have to go all the way back to the Poker Center, and you never did. You always had the option of just... Let's just... Yeah, he's got 23, he's gonna be fine. You always did have a room that you could just run into. Maybe that's why I don't remember this woman. Maybe she wasn't there. What does she say? I'm glad to see that everyone is looking refreshed and chipper. Let me know, was there a woman or man in your room in the original Red and Blue? I don't think there was, but I may be wrong. This is a pure water type. It of course evolves into a part water, part ice. Cloyster, yes, get it out of your system. We all know, everyone knows. It's a cool Pokemon anyway, and in Black and White at the very least, it became a really imposing force thanks to an attack known as Shell Break that increases its attack, special attack, and speed by 2 stages, at the cost of decreasing its defense and special defense by 2 stages. The upside, well, the real reason that this move became so powerful on Cloyster in particular is that Cloyster has an ability called Skill Link, which means any attacks it has that are multi-hitting attack, say Rock Blast and Icicle Spear, 2 moves that it can learn, will always hit the maximum amount of times. So it's an extra damage move. I just realized if I'm going to be doing the Gary fight here, I could actually end up with an issue on that item roll. Well, in the original game, only one of these bins, I think it was the Onion Dudes, had an item, and that item was in fact a Great Ball, I believe. None of the chefs want to battle. Oh, there's the Great Ball that used to hang out in this room. Nice to know it's still here. Anyway, we're going to go do the below deck segment, but first, because we're meant to, if we were to go too far up deck, we'd be into the Gary battle, and that'd be a problem. Little hint about an upcoming HM that we won't get for a while. Okay, so I've got a Super Potion, I've gotten 3 berries, and a Great Ball. Those are the only items I can use. Keep track of that. That's just for this part, but... Come on then, my Sailor Pride is at stake. I probably should have paid attention to what sort of berries they were. Oh well. Let's go ahead and use Absorb before this bastard makes me blind. Horsey are pretty cool Pokemon. Again, pure water. They evolve into Seeking. You can go ahead and laugh at me. Yeah, I deserve every chuckle you're giving me then. Horsey evolve into Seadra, not Seeking, and Seadra, of course, evolves into Kingdra as of Generation 2. Kingdra is only weak to Dragon types, is a really cool Pokemon, and would probably be one of my favorite Pokemon to use, if not for the fact that it's got a shamefully small pool of moves to choose from. I believe the only types of attacks it can use are like Water, Dragon, Steel, Ice, and like 1 Bug type attack. I think the only Steel and Ice moves it learns, Steel and Bug moves it learns are Signal Beam and Mirror Shot. And it's a really good Pokemon, and it can pull off a lot of useful stuff, like stopping me from continuing the recording when I'm talking about it because I accidentally click off the game. But it just doesn't have enough variety. Like, you can use a Dragon Dance, or you can use the choice set, or you can, like, you know, use a choice item to increase your special attack and go with, like, Surf, Ice Beam, Dragon Breath, and Signal Beam, or Mirror Shot if you're bored and don't want your Pokemon to have good coverage, because Steel-type moves hit super effectively Rock-type and Ice-type. 2 types that, coincidentally, are also hit super effective, by the fighting type, who also hits super effectively dark and normal. So steel as an attacking type is a worse version of fighting, whereas as a defensive type it's crippled because it's resistant and immune to so many things, but it's weak to fighting. That's the other thing that fighting is super effective against, and ground and fire, the 3 most common attacking types, I believe. So it's it's got this sort of weird duality where it's simultaneously one of the best and one of the worst defensive types in the game. I think this is a rare candy? Oh, it's an ether. I'm not going to need to use that. Oh, maybe that's the rare candy. Even sailors have Pokemon. Yeah. Fuck. Triffid can't really deal much damage to anything it's not super effective against. I say that, but holy crap, 51 special attack? Never mind, I must still be hung up on my mental image of Triffid as an oddish. Let's get Sting out there. Ooh, use Constrict. Sting. Fury attack. Who needs Skill Link when you have Sting? Alright, Triffid is almost my highest level Pokemon. I should probably switch him out. Haha. Steel types, up until Diamond and Pearl, I think, could only be poisoned in one way. By Beedrill's signature move. Twin Needle. Because it's not a poison type move, it can still hit poison type Pokemon. It's the only non-poison move that can inflict the poison status. So because it can hit steel Pokemon, albeit at a resisted manner, it can inflict poison. I am in fact going to bring Sting up against all the steel type Pokemon I encounter in the vain hope that he'll poison them. A Ranberry! That could be useful. Alright, Sharky and Defiant are now my lowest level on-team Pokemon, so let's go ahead and get Sharky out front, eh? That was Rest, not a... Alright, so we've got 2 battles here. Matey, you're walking... Holy shit, seriously? This guy is going to kill me if I can't beat his Pokemon. Payday! Oh, wait, that's a Machop. Get the fuck out. Ugh. Oh, man, if I had done that 1 turn later, we would have been saying goodbye to Sharky. Yikes. Sometimes we have really dumb moments in Pokemon. For example, earlier today, I was mucking around on Pokemon Online. Yeah, I use it. And had my Machamp out. Machamp, I still like Machamp better than... Oh dear. I still like Machamp better than Conkeldurr. I don't really like Conkeldurr. So I had a Machamp out, and I was up against a Cofagrigus. And I missed an attack. And I spent, like... It had to have been 5 minutes just trying to figure out what the fuck had happened. And of course, those of you who have played the new generation games and remember things better than me would have known exactly what happened the second I said it was a Cofagrigus. Of course my Machamp had the ability No Guard. Cofagrigus had the ability Mummy. I had hit it with Stone Edge, and thus, maybe it wasn't Stone Edge, maybe I'd hit it with, oh, let's see the berries. Did I pick up a berry I can use to heal poison? Yeah, I think I did pick up a Pecha Berry. If I didn't... No, I did. If I didn't, I did. Okay? That's the simple rule we're following. If I didn't, doesn't matter, happened anyway. Okay, so no one's dead. Yeah, so Cofagrigus has the ability Mummy, which means when an opponent physically touches it, their ability becomes Mummy. It can sort of spread through the entire game. For example, let's say your opponent starts with Cofagrigus, and you get Mummy, so that is now your ability. And then you kill their Cofagrigus, so they send out a new Pokemon, and they hit you, so that Pokemon's ability comes Mummy. It's a really interesting move that can be used quite effectively, but only if you're really planning out your team to a much greater degree than what I normally do. I normally go, I like you, I like you, I like you, I like you, bringing me back to Machamp. I love Machamp as a Pokemon. No Guard is an ability that means any attack used by and any attack used against the Pokemon with No Guard will always land. What that essentially means is, yeah, they will always hit you with Stone Edge or, I don't know, Focus Blast, or any attack that's got terrible accuracy. They'll still land. But so will you. And Machamp learns an interesting little move known as Dynamic Punch. It's got 100 base power, it's a physical fighting type move, it's only got 50 accuracy. The reason it's got cut accuracy down like that is because it does immense damage and then will always confuse an opponent it hits. Teach No Guard to a Machamp and you are one-punching everything that doesn't resist you. It is a brutal combination and it works to perfection. I love that. There is no way you can convince me that anything Conkeldurr can offer is conclusively better in the majority of situations than a one-punch wonder that confuses anything it doesn't outright kill. Machamp's also slightly bulkier than Conkeldurr, I believe, gets access to the elemental punches, and I don't know, I like new Pokemon and a lot of them are really cool, but I think in this case, Machamp deserves some respect for being the older... Oh, seriously? Okay, so I'd just like you to picture this in your head. 2 passengers aboard the SSN cruise liner. They're in a tiny little fucking cabin, and they've got a Goldeen duking out against a massive Gyarados. The Gyarados charges forward, misses. That was what just happened when my Gyarados missed with Tackle. That's just weird. Always with the poison. Okay, so Sting is immune to poison, so let's go ahead and bring him back out, and then see if we've got anything to steal. I should probably keep Sting for gym battles, because a lot of the time their Pokemon will have some sort of berry or crap that... Alright, let's just see if Defiant can make it. Oh yeah, he's got 54 health, he's fine. And down we go, here we go. Oh god, the you already know I made this decision, but that doesn't matter. I'm making this decision anyway. I'm doing the entire SSN in this part, including Gary. Pikachu, Payday. Ching! Okay, now I'm getting annoyed. Don't do it again. Okay, that did... Yeah, he'll live. Oh dear. Hey! Stardust! I can sell that shit. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and put... Who's lowest level here? Defiant! Alright then. And... Sharky, you have an item for me. Nugget! Nice! So they've already shown me about Strength, that one just mentioned Cut, and the other dude mentioned Surf. Alright, so... Growlithe. Intimidation. Of course, Ember is a special type attack in this game, which of course meant that the only reason that attack did so little is because Growlithe has a fairly pissy special attack stat, and combine that with a resisting move, it's not going to do jack shit against my giant fish. A common theory I hear about the old games that I dislike, times 4 weakness, get the fuck out, is that initially Magikarp was intended to evolve into Dragonite, and Dragonair was intended to evolve into Gyarados. And people will put the pictures next to each other and see like, look how the Magikarp's whiskers look kind of like the antenna on the Gyarados, on the Dragonite. And look how the Dragonair is a long, slender snake Pokemon, and Gyarados is a long, slender snake Pokemon. Clearly, they're the same. And, alright, I can understand where you're getting that from. I can, but it's wrong. It was never the case. Another theory that I haven't heard often, only found out about it like 2 months ago, that sort of made me giggle, was that the intended evolution for a lot of Pokemon was switched because of the anime in the early stages. And the case that's given is Metapod was initially intended to evolve into Venomoth, and Venonat was intended to evolve into Butterfree, because they have the same coloured body and the same looking eyes. And that the reason they were swapped was because they always intended Ash's second Pokemon to be a Venonat, to be a Caterpie, but that they thought that a Venomoth would be too scary a Pokemon for all the young kids. So they called up the game makers and said swap it. And that's just ridiculous enough that I don't feel the need to sort of correct it. Okay. Bonjour. Lily. That's the only time anyone ever hints at the fact that there are languages other than English in the Pokemon universe. I think there are a few times where Pokedexes refer to languages, other places. I believe there's a Parasect Pokedex entry that mentions that its mushroom is used as a base of medicine, a medicinal base in China, but by and large the Pokemon world exists in its own separate little place. What was I saying? I was complaining. Oh yeah, so the jumping back a few complaint stages, the Gyarados and the Dragonite thing. Magikarp is a reference to a Chinese myth about the carp that swam up the waterfall and turned into a dragon. And I saw this in a conversation, I saw this brought up in an online conversation, and the person who was told it instantly went, yes, that makes Dragonite's origin more likely. The Dragonite was meant to evolve into a Magikarp. And even though the conversation took place over 2 years ago, I can still hear the echo of the original poster's hand hitting their face in disgust. Because, keep in mind that it being a Chinese myth means that the Chinese dragon would have been what it turned into. Chinese dragons, of course, being things like that dragon in the sort of like the dragon in the Never-Ending Story. Long, slender Pokemon, well, creatures with whiskers and the, sinewy snake body. So, yeah, that's just silliness. I don't quite know where the Dratini Dragonair Dragonite chain is derived from. I do know that Dragonair 5 generations later is still my... I have the hiccups now, look what you've done. Favorite Pokemon design, and I have a shiny female one, so haha, suck on that. But, yeah. Regardless of whatever people have claimed, Magikarp was always meant to evolve into a Gyarados, Venonat to a Venomoth, Dragonair to a Dragonite, my computer into a pile of slag, and we're having a teeth battle, and nothing can beat my Gyarados when it comes to a teeth battle. Humph! At least you're raising your Pokemon! I heard there was a Cut Master on board. Okay, let's do this. So, we all know what happens here. I rub his back, he feels better, he gives me cut. I'm gonna have to teach that to Sharky. Yuck! Shouldn't have looked! Full of vomit and piss! It doesn't say the last sentence that I used. I hope you liked watching the SSM, by the way, because this is the last time anyone's ever gonna see it. This is the surf theme. Now, of course, I'll discuss the truck later. For now, I'm going to thank you all for watching me slog through the SSN. I'm going to thank King for his almost unnecessary rules. They didn't really change the way I played, but that's okay, because you will get to see a Pokemon named after a Muse song eventually. You will see me... Well, you didn't see me use any of those TMs I picked up, and I didn't use any items, because I did pick up a Pecha Berry. Shut up. Sharky got it. Speaking of which. Oh. Anyway, until next time, when I take on Lieutenant Surge, the Lightning American, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.